A will decides who inherits your assets. A trust decides how and when they inherit them. Most people ask, do I need a will or do I need a trust? But the better question is, how do I want my wealth to be managed, protected, and transferred? Because the tool you choose determines how efficiently that happens and whether your family receives what you intended when you intended. But here's the problem. Many families assume a simple will is enough, and others think a trust is only for the ultra wealthy. The reality, both serve very different purposes. A will is often the foundation of an estate plan, while a trust can provide added control, privacy, and in some cases, tax efficiency. Making the wrong choice, or worse, failing to update your plan as life changes, can lead to unnecessary delays, higher costs, and added stress for your family. And for high net worth families, where estates often include multiple properties, businesses, or unique assets like collectibles or partnerships, planning becomes even more important. That's why in this video, we'll look at the key differences between wills and trusts, when each of them may be appropriate, and how to make sure your estate plan reflects your wishes and helps work towards preserving your legacy. If you're considering creating or updating your estate plan and want clarity on whether a will, a trust, or both makes sense for your situation, please book a Zoom meeting with me using a link in the description below. And as always, if you find this content helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more estate and retirement planning insights. Let's start with the basics. A will is a legal document that outlines your wishes for how your assets should be handled after your passing. It explains who inherits what and who will manage the estate to carry out those wishes. Can also name guardians for minor children. But here's something many people overlook. A will only takes effect after your death. Until then, it holds no legal authority. And a will must also go through probate, which is a court-supervised process that verifies the documents and authorizes the executor to act. Depending on your state and your estate size, probate can range from a minor formality to a long, extensive, expensive process. And because it's public, probate that is, anyone can see what assets you had and who received them. So let's now talk about trusts. A trust is a legal arrangement where you, as the grantor, transfer ownership of certain assets to a trustee who manages them for your beneficiaries. There are two main types most families use. A living trust, also called a revocable trust, is created during your lifetime. You can change it, can revoke it anytime while you're alive and while mentally competent. When you pass, assets inside the trust typically go directly to your beneficiaries, bypassing probate altogether. It can also include instructions for how assets should be managed if you become incapacitated. Now, a testamentary trust, by contrast, is created through your will and only takes effect after your death, meaning it must still go through probate first. So the biggest appeal of a living trust is that it allows your assets to transfer privately without the time or cost of court supervision. Another major difference is control. A trust allows you to define how and when your heirs receive assets. For example, distributing funds over time or limiting the use to education or health expenses. So the key distinction comes down to this. A will provides instructions after death and goes through probate, while a trust manages and distributes assets both during your lifetime and after death, often more privately and more efficiently. So when might a will simply be enough? If your estate is relatively simple, for example, a primary residence, a few investment accounts, no business interests, a will crafted will can absolutely do the job. It's also the essential document for naming guardians for your children. Even families with trust still need a will for that reason. And for those comfortable with the probate process, a will offers transparency and oversight through the courts. But keep in mind, even if a will works for you today, circumstances change. A growing portfolio, new property, or life event could require a more comprehensive plan. On the flip side, now, when does a trust start to make sense? If you want to avoid or minimize probate, if you want to maintain privacy or streamline multi state ownership, a trust can be a strong option. It's also ideal if you want to control how and when your assets are distributed, or plan for incapacity with a successor trustee ready to step in if needed. So, for high net worth families, trust can integrate more complex strategies like irrevocable or charitable trusts that align with tax and legacy planning goals. Just remember, a trust only works if it's properly funded, though. Assets have to be retitled into the name of the trust. Otherwise, it's just an expensive document. In many cases, the best approach is not choosing between one or the other, though, but combining both of them. A trust can act as the primary vehicle for holding and managing assets, while a will serves as a backup, often through what's called a pour over will, capturing anything not already inside the trust. So this combination ensures comprehensive coverage. It provides guardianship instructions for minors, and it helps your estate stay both flexible and organized. The result of all this is greater control, smoother transitions, and fewer surprises for your family. So ultimately, whether you use a will, a trust, or both depends on your goals, your complexity, and the stage of your life. And that's why working with the right team matters. An experienced estate attorney can tailor documents to your specific situation, whereas a financial advisor can help ensure your accounts, your titling, and tax planning all aligned. Estate planning isn't a one-time event, by the way. It's an evolving process that grows while you grow. Major life events, marriages, business sales, inheritance, they all warrant a review. So at Puzzle Wealth Solutions, we help high net worth families plan with confidence, coordinating taxes, income, healthcare, and long-term care through personalized strategies that go beyond the basics. So if you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more estate and retirement planning insights. So until next time, remember, stay informed, stay proactive, and take control of your retirement.